A king received an offer no human had ever received. God said, "Ask for any sign, from the depths of the earth or the heights of the heavens, anything." The king refused. Centuries later, in an insignificant village, a young woman received a similar offer. She did something the king lacked the courage to do. She asked a question. The king's name was Ahaz. He ruled Judah during one of its darkest times. Two armies marched against Jerusalem, Syria from the north, Israel from the east. The city was about to fall, and at this moment, the prophet Isaiah appeared with a direct message. Ask your God for a sign, any sign, no limits. Ahaz's response sounds pious. I will not ask. I will not test the Lord. It seems humble. It seems reverent. But Isaiah wasn't fooled. The prophet's reaction was immediate and stern. Is it not enough to try the patience of humans? Must you try the patience of my God as well? Isaiah saw what Ahaz was hiding. The refusal of the sign was not piety, it was fear. Ahaz had already decided to seek help from Assyria, from human power, from the visible army. Accepting God's sign meant accepting God's plan, and God's plan required trust. Ahaz preferred control. Remember this refusal, because it will illuminate everything that follows. Now, Nazareth, a town so irrelevant it appears not once in the Old Testament, nor in the Talmud, nor in Josephus's writings. A village of 200 to 400 people on a dry hill in Galilee. John's Gospel records the joke of the time. Can anything good come from Nazareth? In this town, in an ordinary house, a young woman named Mary receives a visitor. The angel Gabriel enters and says a strange phrase. Rejoice, full of grace. The Lord is with you. Luke records Mary's reaction with a precise verb. In Greek, diatarasso. It's not shock. It's not simple fear. In the military use of the time, this verb described troops in disarray, soldiers who lost formation before the unexpected. It's a disturbance that disorganizes what a person thought they knew about themselves. Mary heard full of grace and didn't understand how it applied to her. Luke says she began to ponder what the greeting might mean. She didn't react impulsively. She processed. She turned those words over in her mind. She tried to understand. And here's the detail that separates Mary from Ahaz, and this text from any superficial reading. When the angel announces she will conceive a son, who will be called the Son of the Most High, who will receive the throne of David, Mary responds with a question. How will this be, since I know not a man? That question changes everything. Because in the Old Testament, asking how of God was often a sign of doubt. Zechariah, Elizabeth's husband, a temple priest, asked a similar question months earlier. How can I be sure of this? And he was silenced, punished. Mary asks how, and the angel responds, no punishment, no silence. Why? Because Mary's question carries something different. Zechariah asked, how can I be sure? He wanted assurance before committing. Mary asked, "How will it happen?" She was already committed. She wanted to understand the path, not the proof. Ahaz refused the sign because accepting meant losing control. Zechariah sought assurance because he trusted more in logic than promise. Mary asked how because she was willing to walk without seeing the ground. Three responses to the same God: a refusal, a demand, a surrender. If this reflection resonates with you, if it touches something you've experienced, stay with me. This word was prepared for those who need to hear. The angel's response to Mary is one of the densest phrases in all of Scripture. The Spirit will come upon you, and the power of the Most High will overshadow you. This overshadowing has history. The Greek verb Luke uses, episkiazo, is the same in the Greek translation of Exodus, when God's cloud covered the Ark of the Covenant. The same as Solomon's temple at dedication, when the glory descended and the priests couldn't stand. Luke is saying, with surgical precision, that Mary became the new Ark, not an object of gold and wood, a person, a young woman from Nazareth who said yes without knowing the cost. And it's here that Psalm 40 finds its voice, because the words of the psalm seem to come from Mary's lips at that moment. "Sacrifice and offering you did not desire, but you opened my ears, Lord. And then I said, here I am. I delight to do your will." God didn't ask for sacrifice from Mary. He didn't ask for a burnt offering. He didn't ask for ritual. He asked for open ears. He asked for readiness. And Mary responded with the phrase that reorders the entire history of salvation. "Behold the servant of the Lord. Let it be done to me according to your word." Let it be. In Latin, fiat. The same word from Genesis, "Let there be light." In the beginning, God said fiat, and the universe began. Now, Mary says fiat, and redemption begins. Creation was born from a divine command. Salvation was born from human consent. This is the weight of that moment. God, who could do everything, chose to need a response, chose to depend on a human word. And the word came from someone who asked how before saying yes. True faith leaves a mark. Mary's question wasn't weakness. It was the bravest thing in that room. Because asking how when the angel is before you requires more than silent acceptance. It requires wanting to participate. It requires engaging with the unknown instead of pretending to already understand. Ahaz pretended to understand. He said he didn't want to trouble God. In truth, he didn't want to be troubled by God. Mary didn't pretend anything. She said she didn't understand. And it was exactly this that opened the space for God to act. This tension Mary lived between what she didn't understand and what she accepted anyway might reside within you right now. If something in this story echoed in some part of your life, write it below. I want to read. There's a final detail almost no one notices. Luke says, "And the angel departed." Departed. Mary was left alone, with the yes given, with the child on the way, without a manual, without visible assurance, without anyone in the room confirming what she had just lived. She was 14, maybe 15. The angel left, and Mary stood, with the question answered and the path open, but dark. True faith leaves a mark, and Mary's mark begins right here, in the silence after the angel left, in what she did with that yes when she was alone. This part of the story almost no one tells, and it changes everything. This journey continues here on the channel. The next step is waiting on the